Hey, this is Mike. Got a question for you. What stands nearly 7 feet tall, weighs over 7,000 pounds, and has 410 horsepower? Well, I am at Vann Underwood, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Whiteville, North Carolina, and I'm super excited to show you this 2016 Ram 2500 Power Wagon in the Laramie trim level, which is nice truck. So let's go ahead and check it out. I'm going to show you some measurements a little bit later on. This truck is massive, but it has 17-inch aluminum wheels here on the front and 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes. And look at all that room here. It's got some significant height off the ground, and it has the disconnecting front sway bars there so you can get some more articulation. Crazy how much power and capability this truck has. Has the ability to lock the front and rear differentials and all kinds of cool stuff. We'll get into every little detail in a minute. Let's take a look under here. It's cool that you can see like under the truck just by standing here. The bed is actually 5 feet tall up to here. That's pretty neat. Okay, so enough gawking on my part. Let's go ahead and check out the front. We have the privacy glass there in the back, clearance lights on the top, and here in the front we have the halogen projector headlights right up here with the LED accents, and then you have the halogen reflector high beams and halogen fog lights here at the bottom. And check out that grille. And I don't know if you notice, it actually has a built-in from the factory electric winch, which is awesome. And it has the tow hooks there. It also has parking sensors here in the front. When I was backing it up, this little strap was flopping around in front of the parking sensor, and it was making it beep, so it's pretty sensitive. See if we can get you a look under here. You see the winch under there, and some of the cool stuff under the truck. It's a little bit windy today, so hopefully my wind filter will do its job. So the color of this truck is granite crystal, and just want to mention also that this truck hasn't been washed yet, so it's a little bit dirty on the outside where it was shipped, so hopefully you can overlook that. It is a truck. So check out these side mirrors. They are power folding, and they are also tow mirrors, so you can push up that side and you can get a more vertical look, and then we can push it down like so. And they're power folding, which is awesome. So this is what the key looks like. It's a proximity key. See, it has the Ram name on the back, and then it has the lock and unlock buttons and the remote start and the panic button. It actually has a physical key on the inside where this metal part is, just in case the battery goes dead, and you can still access your vehicle and drive it around. So let's go ahead and remote start it so we can see how that works. Just make sure it's completely locked and secure, even the hood down, and you just double tap this button here, and it'll beep twice, which you can disable that, and it'll start up. You get that 6.4 liter gas engine rolling. And to turn it off, all you have to do is double tap this again, and it turns it right off. So the vehicle's locked. Okay, so I'm going to put the key in my pocket to show you this is also a proximity key. So all I have to do is walk up to the vehicle, and with the key in my pocket, it's actually locked right now. So I'm going to show you that right now so it's locked. But if I put my hand behind the handle, it senses the key, it senses my hand position, and it unlocks the door. If I want to relock it, all I have to do is push this button, and it locks the doors. So that's how the proximity system on this truck works. Really handy, because you never have to take the key out of your pocket if you don't want. So here's the inside of the passenger door, and pretty much everything is black, and look at all that stuff there. We've got some pockets here at the bottom for putting stuff, bottle holder, you have a little shelf system over here, white contrast stitching, you got the Ram badge, lots of little chrome embellishments, and then you have some real wood, which is really awesome because you can feel the wood grain in it. And pretty much everything is soft to the touch for the most part where your arm goes. Let's take a look here. Definitely needs a step to get in this vehicle because it has some pretty significant height. So here's the passenger seat. It is a power adjustable seat with power adjustable lumbar support. Leather with the perforated leather here in the center. Then you have the Laramie badge there embossed in the seat. Here's the headrest. Really comfortable seats, which Ram pretty much is known for very comfortable seats in my book. And also it has a significant height off the floor, so that way you really feel like you're in your favorite chair at home, basically. So you have a little storage pocket there. You got the Laramie badge. Here's a little compartment here, kind of like a second glove compartment. And down here is your primary glove compartment, which is handy because you can have one cluttered and one more organized, is what I would plan on doing. And let's go ahead and make sure the seat's all the way back. And the reason why is I want to show you how much room is in the back with all the seat all the way back. Another thing I want to mention, it does have a real handy handle there. So in conjunction with the step, it makes it a little bit easier getting in and out of this truck since it's so high. Let's take a look here in the back. Now you can see the privacy glass works really well, because from the outside you can't really see very good. For looking out, you can see great. So here's the inside of the back door. Same styling basically as the front. Nothing skimped as far as quality. You have the real wood grain, the chrome accents, the pockets there, and it's just a little bit different there on the bottom basically. And here's your back seat. Now you notice I put the back seat all the way back to show you that even with the back seat all the way, the front seat all the way back, you still have significant legroom since this is a crew cab vehicle. And you have the perforated leather seats here in the back. Lots and lots of legroom, even for the center passenger. You have some cup holders there, some vents for the back passengers, and then you have a premium Alpine sound system. There's some of the speakers there. You have some hooks and a light. And these headrests, you can take those out if you don't have any backseat drivers, just in case you want some more visibility, which it has a backup camera, which I'll show you that in a second. So another cool thing about this truck, well, let's go ahead and show you the armrest. You have the armrest with the cup holders there, and the seats do lift up, and they have this fold flat feature. When this is open, you can basically put these little legs out here and fold it down, and it will basically turn into like a flat surface here. So if you're going to Lowe's and it's raining, or you have something you want to secure in the vehicle and you don't have anybody sitting in the seat, you can fold this out, and you have this cargo space, real easy to slide stuff in and out, since this is a flat surface. And the same thing on the other side too. They just have it separated since we have a 60-40 split seat system. This lifts up, and since this has the premium sound system, this would normally be storage, but since it has the sound system, it has the subwoofer system underneath the seat on this side. And we also have a storage compartment under here, which is really awesome. It's hidden, it's out of the way, and you have this little liner there that comes out. Put some stuff in there. And I like the way that it's completely out of the way. I mean, you don't even know it's there pretty much. And that's the same thing with underneath the seat. You can put stuff on the other side anyway, and have some storage space that's completely out of your way, but you're utilizing space that you wouldn't normally utilize. All right, let's take a look back here in the back. We have the LED tail lights, Power Wagon badging here in the back, also the Laramie badge, and check out that kind of three-dimensional Ram head sticking out of the back. It's massive too. Okay, so you also have the parking sensors across the back here, so you have them in the front and the back. You also have a towing package under here. Let's take a look under the vehicle. Has a full-size 17-inch spare tire. Okay, so 7-way, 4-way, and 7-way outlets here for your trailer hookups. And this vehicle can tow up to 9,600 pounds. And up here is your backup camera, little lens there. Has a locking tailgate, which will lock when you lock and unlock the doors. So right now, just gonna lock the doors. So right now it's open. I'm gonna lock the doors using the key, and now it's locked. I'll unlock it. It unlocks the tailgate. So that's really handy, so you don't have to remember to lock the tailgate. And you can disable that if you want to. If you don't want the tailgate to lock in that fashion, you don't have to have it that way. Spray and bed liner from the factory, really handy. 6 feet 4 inches from going this way as far as the length of the bed. You also have some cargo lights here, LED cargo lights. You also have some cargo lights at the top of the cab, which really illuminates this truck well. Hopefully I'll be able to do a night video with one of these vehicles, at least a 2500. Let's take a look at the fuel door, which is on the driver's side, my preference. And there's the cap, has a little tether system here, so you can, as you're filling up your gas, you have a little place to put it, hang it like so that way it's out of the way. And you don't lose your cap, and it doesn't dangle down and scratch your paint. Let's take a look here on the other side of the back seat. Like I said, this side has the fold flat feature just like the other side, but it also has a storage compartment underneath the seat because it doesn't have the speaker system. And you have the controller for the winch in the front and few different things. You also have the adapter for your trailer hitch. And this is the piece to bypass the tailgate in case you don't want it to lock with the all the rest of the doors. And you also have this storage compartment in the floor just like the other side. And what's cool about this storage compartment, it has this liner that comes out. So you can kind of use it as a trash can, or you can use it as a cooler, but essentially this liner kind of serves as a false bottom because you can put valuables underneath it. Isn't that cool? So that way nobody knows you got stuff under there. Anyway, when you put the carpet down, nobody even knows it's there pretty much. So starting the vehicle without the remote start, all you have to do is have the key in the vehicle, which I have it in my pocket. I put my foot on the brake and push this button. And it starts it right up. Also, I want to mention that if you want to have the like the radio on or something like that without actually running the engine, all you have to do is push the button to turn it on accessory mode. You just push that button without putting your foot on the brake, and it'll just turn your radio and stuff like that on. So let's take a look under the hood. So opening the hood on this truck is as simple as basically it's like chest level to me, but anyways, you put your finger in here and you can actually see the lever, so you can move it to the left there like that. It's just a little bit to the right center of the ram head there. Move it to the left, lift it up a few inches, and it'll go up the rest of the way by itself. Way up there. And then you have the light under the hood, which is handy. So there you have it. 6.4 liter V8 gas engine. It's covered up in plastic. Hopefully you can see it. Paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now this vehicle has 410 horsepower and 429 pound-feet of torque. Can tow over a little bit over 9,600 pounds. Has a curb weight of 7,067 pounds. Has an insulated battery, which is cool. So the driver's door is basically a mirror of the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. You can see it has the storage pocket there, little shelf system, all the fanciness of the other side. But check it out, you got the door lock controls, power window controls for all 4 windows, and the front are automatic, so you just one touch up and down, and they go up and down pretty quick. You also have your side mirror adjustments here and the power fold feature, so you can push that and it'll fold in the side mirrors for you, which is pretty awesome. Since they stick out pretty far, it's really handy to be able to fold them in without having to go on both sides of the truck and fold them in manually. So here's your power seat on the driver's side. You have the power adjustments for the lumbar support and all the other stuff. You got up and down. It's kind of like a dentist chair. It's got so many adjustments. And then you have your presets here, 1 and 2, and then you can set it there in the center. So here's your headlight controls. It's a automatic, off, parking lights and headlights like that. And to turn on the fog lights, you just push this button here. This button is for your cargo lights. You can push that button and turn it on if you want to. And then there's your dimmer switch, so you can adjust the interior gauges there. Power adjustable pedals, so your accelerator and brake pedal can be adjusted in and out using this button here. And then you have the tilt steering column, tilt only. Okay, so here we are on the inside. 2016 Ram 2500 Laramie Power Wagon. Has a lot of cool features. So let's go ahead and start here on the steering wheel. We have a leather wrapped, very comfortable, good thickness and cushy steering wheel. Then you have like this gold, I guess, plastic accent here, which looks pretty cool. You have the Ram, kind of half three-dimensional Ram head popping out. So here on the right side you have some buttons, and that's for your cruise control, so you can just make sure it's turned on. You can set it, you can change your speed and cancel it. On the back of the steering wheel here is a toggle up and down, up, down, and it has a center button. And the idea is that your hands are like this and you're driving along and your back fingers are controlling your volume. So there's your volume for your radio. So I can turn the volume up and down. And then the center button is for changing through, say, the AM, FM satellite radio. So that's what those buttons do. Now on the other side of the steering wheel, we have that same toggle system on the back, except for up and down changes through your sound, like your stations, and then the center button will cycle through your presets on your radio, which is really awesome. Okay, so we also have some buttons here on the front on this side. This is for your Bluetooth phone, so you can answer it and make calls and stuff like that. Voice recognition, really awesome feature. So you can use the voice recognition for all kinds of things. You can make calls, you can go to a particular radio station on the radio. You can also go to a specific address on the navigation system. There's all kinds of different commands that you can use, and I highly recommend learning the different commands that you can use, because you can stay productive while you are keeping your hands on the wheel and eyes on the road. So it's a really good, just a convenience feature, but it's kind of serves as a safety feature as well. Okay, so these buttons right here correspond with this center screen here between the gauges. So let's take a look here at the center, the gauges. We have your engine coolant temperature there, RPM gauge. Here on the right is your fuel gauge, speedometer, oil pressure, your battery voltage, but the center screen right here gives you a ton more information. This is your oil life right here, and then this is your transmission temperature right here. So I'm going to use these buttons, and I'm going to get out of that information there and show you that there's more information. So as I scroll through, you'll notice this is part of a menu system. So right now it says speed. Okay, so that's showing me a digital speedometer. But if I scroll down, this goes into the vehicle info, and you'll notice these little bubbles here at the top showing me that there's more information, more screens left and right. So I'm going to push the right arrow. The tire pressure we saw, the transmission temperature, oil temperature, oil life, gauge summary, which is really convenient. Then it goes into engine hours, and then it goes to back to tire pressure. Now I'm going to scroll down, and this goes into your fuel economy. You can get the current fuel economy, average, and your range. And then you have a trip A and a trip B. And what's cool about the trips on this truck, it gives you the distance, but it also gives your average miles per gallon, average miles per hour, and the elapsed time. And Then your trailer tow options here, your trailer brake gain, basically. You can adjust that and you can see where you're set and everything here. Let me go back up there because there's another screen it goes into, so that way you can see. Go down here, that's basically what your radio is doing right now. It's on the satellite radio. And stored messages will show up here. And you can set up the screen. And what it means by that is, see these things on the corners? So your outside temperature, then you have your digital compass there, and different information, your range. You can change those to display in different corners or different things. So that's how you what it means by screen setup. Then it scroll down back to the digital speedometer, which is really handy. That's probably my default screen that I would use as digital speedometer. Now I just want to mention all those different things: tire pressure, oil stuff, all the different temperatures, pressures, and all that stuff. You don't actually have to go in there and check them all the time. If there's anything out of spec, it will alert you and pop up there anyway. So they're just there for convenience in case you want to look at it. Okay, so here's your shifter. It's a column shifter, and go ahead and put it down in reverse because I want to show you two things happen when you put it in reverse. The backup camera pops up here. You can see my little car back there just kind of getting dwarfed by this truck in the shadow of it. And then you can see my tripod there. And you notice the tripod leg is closer than the car. And you can see over here with the sensors, you can see one, it shows the warnings. One is closer than the other on the corners there. Now if I back up a little bit more, see there it goes into a really getting your attention, because look at there, I'm in the red zone on that tripod. So when you get really close to something, it's going to start beeping. Now let's say you're backing up to a trailer and you're just tired of hearing that beeping noise. You can turn them off like so. So that way you're getting close to something, you can see it on the camera. But if you're backing up to a trailer or something, you don't want to hear all that beeping. You can turn that on or off. Same thing with the front if you need to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it down in neutral. Drive. So now I'm in drive, and this is where the normal shifting through all the 6 gear ratios automatically will happen. Now, if you need to manually shift through the gears, you can use these plus and minus symbols here and change through the gears. So this is if you need to upshift or downshift, and you'll know what gear you're in because it'll display right here. As soon as I touch those buttons, it popped up the little thing right here. It's not going to let me go too far out of range though. It'll let me go into first and second gear. But if I ever accidentally push that button, all I have to do is push and hold the plus, and it will go back into drive. So here at the top we have a little storage pocket there surrounded by wood, which looks really awesome. So let's take a look at this screen. It's an 8.4 inch touchscreen, really handy, easy to use touchscreen. You have some icons here at the very bottom. Right now we're on the radio, which gives you a combination of your radio, plus you have a navigation screen there, and you can always view the map or not view the map by using that button right there. So you have your presets here at the top, AM, FM, satellite radio choices. You have the ability to adjust your audio, like your equalizer and bass and treble and all that stuff. It also has speed adjusted volume if you need to use that. It'll basically get louder and quieter depending on your speed, which is pretty cool. So your media is kind of incorporated with your radio, I guess, because there's different inputs. So you have USB, auxiliary, Bluetooth, and SD card inputs. So there's lots of different ways of playing music through the sound system. I'll show you where all those are in just a minute. Now the Bluetooth is really handy because you can, play music directly off your phone wirelessly. So as long as you have some music on your phone, you're already going to pair your phone to make calls. You can also play music off of it, which is awesome. So the controls tab gives you some information. It has the ventilated seats, heated seat options. You also have a heated steering wheel, which is awesome. If you ever experience that in a cold winter time or a cold day and you get in the vehicle and you touch a heated steering wheel, it really makes a difference with warming you up. So your auto dim mirror can be turned on and off here. You have heated and cooled seats on the passenger side as well, but you also have the ability to turn on your backup camera without putting the vehicle in reverse, which is pretty cool. and tons of settings, tons and tons of settings here for lights, doors and locks. You can, you know, make it to where, like, when you remote start, the vehicle will not beep, or it will beep, or it'll flash lights, or all that good stuff. So you can go in all kinds of different settings there. That's under your controls. And then your apps is here front and center, and this is something that's been moved around since previous models. But you have all kinds of different maps here. You have the ability to play music through, like, say, iHeartRadio and AHA, and you can. This is kind of like icons on your computer. Some of them are just shortcuts to different things, but some of them are actually, you know, the actual thing itself. Scroll over here to this side. You also have Pandora, and you'll find your navigation icon in here as well. Let's go ahead and go in there. Accept that. Okay, so we can view the map just like so. This is the larger version of the map we saw on the radio screen, and we can zoom in and out and get our bearings, see where we're at, where we're going, and all that stuff. So you notice it has a car on the navigation screen, which that kind of makes me mad because I want to see a truck since this is a truck. So we can go in here to settings, and we can go to map setup, and we can change the vehicle icon. So let's see here. It has different vehicles here to 200, 300. It has just a triangle. Hey, we could change it to a Challenger or a Charger, a Viper. Hey, that's pretty cool. SRT, Grand Cherokee, Jeep. Okay, so I overshot myself. There's the truck. Okay, so it's not exactly a power wagon, but at least we got a truck there. So let's accept that. So now we got a truck. That's cool. Okay, so let's go back to the menu here, and you can actually put in a address. You can save your home address. You can search for different things like restaurants and stuff like that. So really handy GPS system. A little bit more, you know, just as good as any other GPS. A little bit more intuitive, I guess, as far as ease of use. Let's go back into the apps, and all this is customizable. So if you wanted to change these apps, you can do that. So let's go here to climate control. And basically it has some redundant buttons down here, but you know, most of the controls are here on the screen. You have the driver and passenger temperature there on the front, on the sides there, and then you have where you want the air to blow, and your fan speed, and your air conditioning, and your front and rear defrosters up there as well. And when you put your rear defrosters on, it will also turn on the side mirror heaters. You can sync them, so right now they're both synced, and then you can unsync them by pushing that button, or you can just start adjusting the passenger side and it will automatically unsync it. You can always turn the screen off by pushing that button there, and it just turns it off. You just push the screen to turn it back on, and then your phone button is your last icon there. And right now I don't have one paired, but once you pair your phone, it's real simple, and you can have access to, you know, making calls, your phone book, recent calls. You can have a dial pad. You can transfer the call back to your cell phone in case you want a more private call, and then you have your little favorites there at the top. And at the top you also have your temperatures, outside temperature clock, and different cool stuff up at the top as well. So down here we have your axle unlock. Okay, so this is basically the way your four-wheel drive works. If you have it in four-wheel drive and you want to lock the rear axle, you can lock it here. You can lock the front and rear axle to where they all move at the exact same time, which is awesome because you can go through some seriously off-road situations. And speaking of that, you can also unlink your sway bar to where you can get some more articulation there in the front of the vehicle. Okay, so here is your volume, tune through the stations. You notice there's other buttons in addition to just the steering wheel. We also have the traditional knobs here. Volume, tune through the stations. You have a back button for going back out of certain screens here. Your four-way flashes are here. You can always turn the screen off with that button as well as the one on the screen. And then you have your climate control down here as well, your fan speed, temperature, front and rear defrosters, and your air conditioning. Trailer brake gain control is right here. You have your heated and cooled seat controls, steering wheel heated steering wheel controls here at the bottom. Traction control, you can always turn that off if you need to. The tow and haul button, that's for when you're towing a trailer, you're just letting the vehicle know that it needs to handle a little bit more weight than normal. Downhill descent button, this is for off-road use only. It'll help you. It's kind of like a really slow crawl mode for descending down a hill. and you just kind of let it do its thing, and you steer, and it'll get you down the hill without too much slippage. And then of course we saw the parking sensors right there. You can turn those off. Here on the right we have a Edison plug, 150 watts, 115 volt Edison plug here for plugging in like a laptop or different things to charge. Little storage pocket there. You have a 12 volt power supply here, and you notice it has a little key on it because it is an ignition. It turns off with the ignition. And then you have a USB charger here on the right, which is always handy. Plenty of little storage pockets down here, cup holders, that kind of stuff. And there's your four-wheel drive shifter right here. Four-wheel drive low, neutral, two-wheel drive high, and four-wheel drive high. You have some more cup holders, lots and lots of cup holders in this vehicle. Big armrest, so you don't have to fight over it with the passenger. And this lifts up. You have this big storage area. And here is your SD card, USB, and auxiliary inputs, as well as another 12 volt power supply with the key on it. Okay, this whole thing lifts up, and you can have a center passenger if you want. You also have another compartment underneath this seat, and you can put some stuff under there, which is pretty cool. Kind of out of the way. Okay, so let's take a look at the rear view mirror. It's an auto dim rear view mirror, which we saw you could turn that control on and off on the screen down there. It has the roadside assistance button and a 911. Literally, this vehicle has a wireless connection, so even if you don't have your cell phone, you can still push that 911 button. It will connect you, and you do have 10 seconds to cancel it. It'll pop up here on the screen in case you accidentally push it, so don't worry about that. The roadside this assistance button, literally, if there's any questions you have, like how to set the radio or the clock or whatever, you can push that button and you can talk to an operator that will step you through any questions that you might have, which is pretty awesome. Here on the top of the rearview mirror is your microphones for your Bluetooth system. Your HomeLink garage door controls are here, and your power sliding glass, let me go ahead and show you that, is here. You can, let's see here, get you a good shot. Yeah, you can open it, close it like so, which is awesome. You also have some tap lights in case you need a quick reading light. Visors have mirrors and lights in them. Alright, let's take a look back here and look at the visibility. And like I said, you can take those headrests off if you don't have any passengers back there, and that way you can have more visibility through the glass there. Since it's so high up, you know, like my car, you saw in the backup camera, my car is actually behind this truck. You can't see it, so it's a good thing it has the backup camera, because this is a huge truck. All right, there you have it. If you have any questions, let me know. 2016 Ram 2500 Laramie Power Wagon, the big boy. So let me know if you have any questions or comments. Maybe you drive one of these, you've driven one for a while and you kind of have some experience with it. Leave some comments in the comment section. It really helps other people out with their decision on one of these vehicles. So thank you for watching, and thank you to Vann Underwood, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Whiteville, North Carolina, for allowing me to show off an awesome truck. And I'll see you next time. But before I go, I'm going to show you the window sticker here, because you might want to get some more information by using the pause button. Okay, see you next time.